Welcome to Ture Dinar Inside, the only channel cutting through the noise with facts you can bank on. I'm here to deliver unfiltered truth and in-depth analysis you won't find anywhere else. Imagine this: the biggest headline for the dinar community this year isn't a magical revaluation number flashing on a screen. It's the cold, hard text of an official bank policy update, published quietly online for anyone to read, that fundamentally shatters the core fantasy that fuels the entire investment thesis. While your favorite forums and Telegram groups are exploding with breathless claims of worldwide bank coordination and secret meetings to launch the RV, the actual, tangible actions of the world's most powerful financial institutions are screaming the exact opposite. Let me take you inside the real story, the one that doesn't get the viral clicks but tells you everything you need to know. I'm talking about the 2025 foreign exchange policy from JP Chase, a bank so deeply intertwined with global finance that it practically has a seat at the table in every major economic decision. Buried in their compliance documents is a line that should send a chill down the spine of every dinar holder. JP Chase does not facilitate transactions or exchanges for the Iraqi dinar. It's not a maybe, it's a definitive, corporate-wide blockade. This isn't some local credit union in Ohio making a choice. This is a pillar of the American financial system, a primary dealer for the U.S. Treasury, formally declaring this asset too hot to handle. Now, think about the staggering implication of that. If there were even a whisper in the hallowed halls of Wall Street and the City of London that a coordinated, global revaluation event was imminent, an event that would create trillion-dollar wealth transfers overnight, do you honestly believe the most connected bank on the planet would be turning away the business? They would be the first in line, building the infrastructure, hiring the specialists, and quietly positioning themselves to be the central hub for the greatest currency exchange event in modern history. Their very public refusal is the loudest signal you could possibly receive. It tells you that in the risk assessment models run by billion-dollar quant teams, the dinar, in its current physical form, is classified alongside lottery tickets and collectible memorabilia, a speculative narrative play, not a financial instrument. The worldwide coordination the community dreams of is a fantasy. The real coordination is happening in plain sight, a unified, risk-averse stance by the regulated banking sector to avoid the compliance nightmare, fraud allegations, and financial instability that's surrounding this market. They've seen the lawsuits, they've processed the fraud reports, and they've made a calculated, institutional decision to wall it off. This forces every single dinar transaction into the shadowy, unregulated secondary market, a world of private Facebook group sales, specialized exchangers with massive markups, and offshore websites of dubious legality. That's the first, brutal twist. The system isn't preparing to welcome you, it's systematically ejecting you from its premises. By analyzing comments and sentiment on trader-focused platforms like investing.com or Forex Live, you see a clear divide. The retail dinar community exists in a bubble of confirmation bias, while professional forex traders and analysts mention the dinar only as a cautionary tale of exotic currency speculation. Chase's policy is the institutional embodiment of that professional disdain. They are not waiting for your ship to come in, they've already posted a no docking sign on their port. This creates a profound psychological and financial trap for holders. You are left holding an asset that the formal world of finance refuses to recognize, banking on an event that its most powerful architects are actively insulating themselves against. It creates a closed loop where hope is the only currency, and every new rumor is just fuel to keep the engine running. Understanding this stark reality, that the bridges to the mainstream financial system are not being built, but deliberately burned, is the essential first step in seeing the situation for what it truly is. So, if the global banking system has been methodically removing every bridge for the dinar, what is the force powerful enough to cause that? The answer is the very engine of global trade itself, and it's currently in the middle of one of the most dramatic, high-stakes transitions in modern history, a transition that leaves no room for a speculative currency event. While you're scouring forums for secret bank meetings, professional traders on platforms like TradingView and OANDA are laser-focused on the real-world currency pairs that are actually moving trillions, and the story they tell is one of a US dollar under immense, sustained pressure. According to Morningstar, the first half of 2025 was the worst for the US dollar in over 50 years, a staggering decline fueled by doubts about US fiscal policy and a deliberate global effort to find alternatives to the greenback. This is the authentic worldwide coordination that matters. Central banks and massive institutions aren't plotting a dinar revaluation, they are on a quest to de-dollarize their reserves, shifting into gold and other currencies to reduce their dependence on a single, increasingly volatile economic pillar. Now, here's the critical twist and the connection that the gurus never make. This tectonic shift away from the dollar is the exact reason why a sudden dinar RV is not just unlikely, but a systemic impossibility. Think about the mechanics. A massive, overnight revaluation of the dinar would instantly create a flood of new US dollars as holders rush to exchange their currency, pouring a massive, unpredictable wave of liquidity into a financial system that is already trying to manage the dollar's controlled decline. In this fragile environment, where stability is the only priority, a speculative windfall event would be viewed as pure financial chaos. The coordination you see from Chase and other banks is a defensive firewall, a unified stance to prevent their already complex trading systems from being contaminated by an asset class that represents the exact opposite of stability. Furthermore, as online Forex platforms explode in popularity, offering retail traders real-time analytics and copy trading on major pairs like euro to Japanese yen and Australian dollar to US dollar, the dinar is conspicuously absent. It's not listed because it doesn't trade with the liquidity or transparency required by this new, automated, trillion-dollar market. The future of currency trading is in algorithmic speed, AI-driven analytics, and seamless global liquidity, not in holding physical notes hoping for a government decree. Therefore, the true narrative of 2025 isn't a hidden plan for niche currencies, it's the visible, data-driven story of the dollar's recalibration and the frantic search for stable alternatives in a multipolar world. The very forces that dinar holders hope will lift their investment, global economic realignment, are the same forces that ensure the regulated system must quarantine it to maintain control. This paradox is the heart of the matter. The world is moving too fast and is too unstable to risk on a single, speculative bet from the past. So, let's bring it all home and talk about what this grand, confusing financial picture means for you, the holder, right now. This is where we flip the script from what the world is doing to what you should be doing. The final, crucial twist I have for you is this: the real opportunity isn't in chasing a grand, singular event that you have zero control over. It's in understanding the exact role your asset plays in a world that is both weakening the dollar's grip and actively fortifying its own systems against chaos. Think about it, we just walked through a global market that turned over a staggering $9.6 trillion every single day in April. A market where institutions are rapidly investing in AI, machine learning, and automation to shave milliseconds off trades and manage risk in a landscape dominated by geopolitics. This is the arena you're indirectly betting on. It's a high-tech, volatile, and deeply institutional game. The worldwide bank coordination you hear about in forums is not a conspiracy, it's the daily reality of this $7.5 trillion a day market functioning, where the dollar is still on one side of nearly 90% of all transactions. Your dinar is, currently, entirely outside of this official, hyper-liquid, automated system. It's a physical, analog token in a digital, algorithmic world. The banks aren't refusing your dinar because they know a secret, they're refusing it because their entire risk management framework, their compliance algorithms, and their liquidity models are built for the assets that flow through these electronic highways, not for a currency that exists primarily in a speculative, secondary market. Therefore, your path forward isn't passive hope, it's active, intelligent navigation. This means shifting your focus from unverified RV rumors to the actual, verifiable drivers of value that professional analysts are watching. According to expert analysis, the future of the Iraqi dinar in 2025 hinges on a few concrete factors: the stability of oil production and prices, the maintenance of Iraq's substantial foreign exchange reserves, around $95 billion, progress on critical fiscal reforms with the IMF, and sustained political stability. These aren't secrets, they're reported, discussed, and analyzed. This is the data you should be monitoring. The bullish case for the dinar, as outlined by experts, isn't a sudden 1,000% revaluation. It's a gradual, 25% probability scenario where Iraq successfully implements reforms and the currency appreciates by modest, single-digit percentages over time. The most likely scenario, with a 60% probability, is continued managed stability, the central bank of Iraq using its reserves to keep the dinar pegged right where it is, around 1,300 to 1,310 to the dollar. This is the coordination happening in plain sight, the CBI coordinating with oil revenues and its own reserves to maintain the status quo, not to break it. So, your engagement should mirror this reality. Instead of asking when will the RV happen, start asking what is the CBI's reserve level this month, or has there been a new IMF staff report? This transforms you from a spectator in a rumor mill into an analyst of tangible economic indicators. It empowers you to see potential risks, like the 15% probability bear case where a drop in oil prices or political instability could pressure the dinar downward, and it helps you contextualize every piece of news within a structured framework, not as a potential trigger for a mythical event. This is how you win, by aligning your strategy with the measurable mechanics of the global economy, not against them. And this leads me to my final, most important call to action for you. I want you to make a choice right now. You can close this video and go back to the cycle of hype and disappointment, or you can choose to become part of a community that trades in clarity, not confusion. If you're ready to look at the real charts, discuss the actual data from the IMF and the CBI, and build a strategy based on what is happening rather than what might happen, then you belong here. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell right now, because this channel is dedicated to this exact mission. We will break down reserve reports, analyze oil market trends, and decode central bank statements together. In the comments below, I want you to tell me, which one real-world indicator are you committing to track from now on? Is it Iraq's monthly oil export figures, the quarterly IMF updates, or the weekly movements in the US dollar index? Let's build a knowledge base that cuts through the noise. Share this video with one person who needs to hear this reality check. The power isn't in waiting for a secret signal, it's in understanding the public data that's already moving the world. Let's start that journey together. I'll see you in the comments.